God is, he doesn't just demonstrate grace, he's gracious. He doesn't just show kindness, he is kind.
Yeah.
And we are to be perfect as our Heavenly Father is perfect. One of the things that preachers want to make sure that they do is spend time with those who are not Christians.
Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on today's video. I thank the Lord for each and every one of you who enjoys my videos and come back each time and watch them. Okay, so today I am going to be showing you guys what I do when it is 3:10 and I have not thought about dinner all day because I have been doing other things. And today is Thursday, so it's a happy Thursday because Thursday is actually me and my husband's Friday because he only works 4 days a week. So Thursdays I can be lazy or I can be extremely elaborate with my dinners because I don't need to make a large quantity. But I thought that it would be good to show you guys a quick meal that if you are in a pinch, you don't have a lot of time, this is something that you can make. Now, this is not going to be a revolutionary meal. There are more creative meals out there, I can assure you. And this is when I will just look in my cabinets, I will look in my fridge and just see what I have. I am the type of home cook that I don't like to meal plan. I just really dislike it. Whenever I try to meal plan, everything is just jumbled in my brain and it's just overwhelming. So I like to just pick things that I know are very versatile, and in one of my previous videos I did sort of point out the kind of things that I gravitate towards because they're just really versatile and you can do so much with them. So here, as you guys can see, I just grabbed out some of my canned tomato sauce and canned diced tomatoes. And I have like a box of leftover pasta, and I am kind of like thinking, okay, well, what am I gonna do with this mixture? But I ended up coming up with a really yummy, cozy, and fall recipe. And roughly this meal costed about $6.80 to make, and I think we got about 4 or 5 meals out of it, so it could go between $1.30 to $1.70 for each meal. And then my chicken was mostly defrosted. It was still a little bit frozen, but you can cook frozen meat. It does not need to be completely defrosted. I mean, sometimes when you cook frozen chicken though, the texture is a bit odd, but this time it actually came out really good. So I actually was taught this trick from a friend of mine. She was an older woman that I used to work with. I went over her house and I had dinner, and she made some tilapia and she made some coconut rice and she had a salad, and the tilapia was so good, the rice was so good. And when I asked her what she used, she primarily just used salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic, but the fish and the rice was so flavorful. And so that is when I kind of realized, and I know this is not a new thing, but you know, I was never taught how to cook. I had to learn how to cook when I got married, which was a few years ago. And I'm still on this journey, of course, to cooking good food. But you just need salt and pepper. That's really all you need to season and create great food. When you overcrowd your food with a bunch of seasonings, sometimes it has the opposite effect. It isn't flavorful, it's just confusing and it tastes very immature. But when you just use salt and pepper, it just adds this level of elegance and flavorfulness to the food. It helps the food stand out, like it will help your chicken stand out, or whatever it is that you're seasoning, it will help that stand out versus all the bunch of seasonings you put. So I don't know if that's going to help someone, but I know that that was my mistake for a long time. All right, so this little cabinet here, I don't know, I try to keep it organized, but it never stays organized. But I'm gonna tackle it again for the thousandth time, and hopefully I can come up with some type of system that works really well. So I've been trying this recipe here in this cleaner bottle. It's an all-purpose cleaner recipe, and it is with a little bit of Dawn dish soap, a little bit of vinegar and water. And you can also, if you don't like the smell of vinegar, which I mean I definitely don't, you can add some essential oils in there, maybe like some lemon or lavender. And it's supposed to be a very great non-toxic, or at least less toxic cleaner, and it's also cheaper than if you were to buy an all-purpose cleaner. And honestly, I've been using it for a few months and I really do enjoy the recipe. If I remember, I will link it down below. It's a Pinterest recipe and I highly recommend trying it out. It's just, I don't know, for me, I'm constantly using an all-purpose cleaner, and after a while the price can rack up, and also you're just like never without a cleaner, because I'm sure everyone has vinegar, some dish soap, and water in their household, and so you can always have a cleaner on hand. I also wanted to show these really cute containers that I got from Home Goods. And again, this is just a really nice way for you to add your little feminine touch and to add a bit of beauty to your home. Now, I don't use these for microwaving food, but I do use them for storing food in my fridge, and they're just so beautiful. Like when I open my fridge and I see those containers, it brings me so much joy. Okay, so I think this is looking a lot better now. There is a system now. So on this bottom shelf, I have Ziploc bags, I have plastic wrap, I have aluminum foil, and then I have the dog food. And then on the top shelf is our Tupperware shelf, and then also I just have this pie crust roller, or rolling pin. I can't think of the name of anything. This is what I have to do in order for me to be able to sit on the floor and declutter anything in my kitchen. Sorry, buddy. So save your pan juices after you cook meat or vegetables. That is called fond, and it's just a good way to bring flavor to your dishes. You can caramelize it, you can add a bit of cornstarch to thicken it up and create a nice sauce that you can pour over your chicken, over your pasta, and it just packs a lot of flavor. So this is something that I learned from watching like a lot of cooking shows, and I've tried it out and it's actually really good. So I definitely recommend doing that. Another trick that I've learned is to not wash out your pot or your pan when you are starting to cook something else in that same session. So as you guys can see, I cooked my chicken in this pan, and now I'm going to cook my pasta in that pan, and there's some of the flavorings of the chicken, some of the salt of the chicken, the coconut oil that I used to cook the chicken, all of that is still fresh in the pan. And so I'm going to cook my pasta in that flavor. And if you're cooking veggies, it's also good to just throw your veggies veggies back into the pan that you cooked your chicken in. And so all of the flavors and the seasonings and the fat of the chicken can coat your vegetables and create yummy flavor. And also, don't skip on adding salt to your pasta water. I used to skip this all the time, but the difference that it makes when you add salt to your pasta water, it's just great. You shouldn't skip it out. And of course, a little bit of olive oil. These are a money saving gem. These Swedish dishcloths. I mean, look how beautiful they are. I got these off of Amazon. I'm not sure how much they were, but they're fairly inexpensive when you take into account how long you can have each cloth if you really take care of it. I definitely recommend using it. So it's basically just reusable paper towels. You can wash them in your dishwasher, you can wash them in your washer and dryer and reuse them. I mean, they're reusable paper towels, and they have been such a great help in helping us use less disposable paper towels. No pasta shall be left behind. And while that is cooking, I shall do my crafts. A good chef always tastes her food before serving. And this is when I pick out a prayer to read for tonight's dinner. Being able to set the table has been such a joy in my life. So it's not only just setting the table, but it's making the table a beautiful place so that me and my husband and our future family can dine. And I found this quote that I thought was really beautiful. It is from a woman named Marilyn Voss Savant. And the quote is, "Be able to set a table so that you feel like you're dining, not just sitting and eating." And I think that that is just such a great quote for what it feels like to create a beautiful table for you and your family to commune. Bread is such an inexpensive way to make a meal stretch. And not only is it inexpensive, but it is absolutely delicious. One of my favorite recipes is this garlic bread. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. And this is it. Look how delicious and cozy, and it just looks like fall to me. Absolutely loved this dish. It was delicious and inexpensive. Chef's kiss. Some might say the way to a man's heart is to bake him a pie. May the God of peace be with you all.